Oh my God, it's always chaos. If you think about it, family
sure.
always have some type of chaos going on. Yeah, it was back in the day a way for black families to celebrate because that's all we could do. We couldn't do anything else. And every time I got in trouble, my grandma, she lived close to my elementary school. So she would walk to my elementary school and be cursing out the teachers and the principal for me, knowing damn well I knew I was being bad, but she didn't care. Like,
do you remember your last pair of shoes that you designed before she passed? Today we have Katty Customs on the platform today. Entrepreneur, educator, designer, artist, storyteller, media extraordinaire.
what?
And the movie that she says relates to her life experience is Soul Food.
Absolutely.
So for the world that don't know, how does this movie relate to your life?
So basically, with the grandmother was the glue, and I wanted to dedicate this podcast to my grandmother. She just passed this Friday the 13th, which has scarred me, because Friday the 13th supposed to be like a bad day.
For sure.
And when she passed on that day, it was just like, wow, like this is the first time I ever like got to experience like an awful Friday the 13th. So I wanted to do something to, just represent her and talk about how she was the glue to the family and how she cooked for us every Sunday as a kid. And then growing up, which caused my parents to cook for us every Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So it was something that she had taught my mom, and, just kept the generation going.
Right. Yeah, G-moms is definitely the glue for all of us, especially if you're in your mid-30s and up.
Absolutely.
Like nowadays, it's less and less families that got broken up down the line, but yeah. But Lamont made a comment up in there that stuck out to me, where he said back in slavery times, black families didn't have a way to celebrate.
Yeah.
Cooking became our way to express love.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the kitchen has always been a place that held the conflict as well as the healing and the tradition. So what is your most vivid memory of chaos that struck when family came together?
Oh my God, it's always chaos. If you think about it, family
sure.
always have some type of chaos going on. It may not be verbatim as the movie, but everybody has some shit going on in their family. And, cooking does bring the family together. I mean, at the end of the day, it shows love. At the end of the day, like, you could be going through something, family can go through something, your mom and pops call you, grandmother call you and be like, look, we got some food going on. You come over and y'all talk about your differences, y'all talk about what's going on, even if you don't want to talk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You might go over there, mouth shut, you don't feel like talking about your problems, but then you end up talking about your issues and your problems amongst everyone else over food. And I mean, who hasn't done that? You get what I'm saying? Good food brings some emotions out. Like, that's the crazy part about it.
Right.
For sure.
Food brings emotions out, which is so crazy. And yeah, it was back in the day a way for black families to celebrate because that's all we could do. We couldn't do anything else. So that's how chillings became along, where, we was getting fed the stuff that white people didn't want to eat. But we took it and made it marvelous, right? Have you guys ate chillings before?
I smelt it and I didn't want
and
to
I
eat
feel
it.
that,
Yeah.
right? The smell ain't smelling. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
sure.
It's not appealing. But if you ever had some good ass chillings, they are fire.
Right.
They
Okay.
fire.
Granny
Like, you
used to
never had
cook it.
chillings?
Nope.
And push me right out the house.
Yo, it stink. It stink.
for
But that's
sure.
because you gotta clean it, and
Right.
then you cleaning it. You clean it. My mom and my grandmother used to clean it like 3 or 4 times before they even started to cook it. You know what I'm saying? They was the master of the chitlins. You know what I'm saying? And although I haven't had chitlins in years, I remember eating it as a kid. Fire.
Yeah.
Hated the smell. I'll be outside playing. Just
For
let me know when the
sure.
food is ready.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Sure.
but chitlins are really good, and for that to be one of the main dishes of soul food, it says a lot because we took something that was nothing and made it something.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? That's literally what chitlins is. It's intestines. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's
Don't
intestines.
remind me.
Right, but if cooked right, y'all,
Right.
it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. That's facts.
And what's your, metaphorically speaking, about the kitchen part? What's your kitchen today that hold these same elements, and how's that shaping you as a woman?
So my kitchen, I don't cook. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But for my parents, right, they cook every single day. So I go over their house. I'm the baby of the family. So they call me and they be like, oh, we got some food. Come eat. Cooking for them is an art because I'm like they test dummy. You know what I'm saying? No, seriously, I'm like they test dummy. Wherever they cook, they be like, yo, we cooked this for the first time, or even like, or if they ain't cooked it in a while, I come over and I taste it and I give them a thumbs up or a thumbs down. my parents are literally chefs. You know what I'm saying? And that stemmed from my grandmother. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and my dad's parents is chefs too. Like they cook like crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? But they're 90 years old. They don't cook no more.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? That's the dynamic. I know how to cook, but not like how they know how to cook.
Right. Sure.
I wish I did.
Right.
I know how to cook simple stuff. I can get by. I can get by. I'm just not terrible in the kitchen.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like getting down on some food, I'm definitely eating at my parents' house for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Most of us, right? So this is why I want to ask you, right? Because in the movie they had the myth right, about the granny having the money put up. So I want to know, is there any family myths that y'all got and have they been, undiscovered or what?
You know what? No. Okay, so you know how it was the money and the grandma was like, it was a myth?
Yeah.
I found out my grandmother, as she passed away, I found out that she was an Eastern Star.
Oh, wow.
So you know what an Eastern Star is?
No.
So an Eastern Star is basically like a female Mason.
Mm.
And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What you mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
I never knew that. And then, like, that's something that I just never knew. Like, we didn't talk about it. I didn't know about it. Because, it's like a secret society in a sense. You know what I mean? So, I guess it's not really talked about. But I just hadn't, at least I would just know that, Because, and my grandfather was a Mason. I just found that out. As well. My grandfather, he already been dead for 4 years now. He died in 2021. So, and I just found out when my grandmother passed that he was a Mason and my grandmother was an Eastern Star. So I'm like, they over here living secret lives, and I ain't even know nothing about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but I don't know about the Eastern Star. How, like, I just know it's like a secret thing. You don't get in trouble, or like I don't know, the ins and outs of it. But just to learn that she was an Eastern Star, like, that's crazy. And my grandfather was a Mason. That's like even crazier because I'm just like, what?
Right.
Where did that come from?
Right. But in hindsight, though, now that you do know that, are you able to look at your past and see it in your life in some way? Like, did it shield you in any way going throughout life?
You know what? No.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest with you. No.
Right.
I don't think so. But my grandma was a ride or die. Like, she was a ride or die for her grandbaby. I was her only grandchild, or not grandchild, granddaughter. I was the only granddaughter, and yeah, she was. I mean, I remember as a kid, I was a kid being bad in elementary school. Just being a kid, being bad, getting in trouble, getting suspended. And every time I got in trouble, my grandma, she lived close to my elementary school. So she would walk to my elementary school and be cursing out the teachers and the principal for me, knowing damn well I knew I was being bad, but she didn't care. Like, she was going to cuss their ass out before cussing me out. I get cussed out later by my mom or somebody, but I would never get in trouble with her because she would always cuss out the principal or the teacher for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was their fault that I was being bad.
Right.
But really...
Right.
I was just being bad. I was a kid.
Do you feel like grandparents try to make up for what they didn't do with their children?
I think so. Oh, yeah, for sure. I think so because I'm an auntie. My brother has a daughter. And speaking for my mom, I'm like, Mom, you letting her get away with a whole lot of stuff that I didn't get away with. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel like, they kind of have another chance at raising, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Because, when you become a parent, ain't no rule book to that. You do what you feel is best. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it goes. If your parents was, doing you good, you try to implement that same thing to your kids. You try to pass it down, but you can only do your best. It's not, and no one's perfect.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Yeah, and to piggyback off, he was saying, I find it ironic, right, how, we come into this world, we start off as our grandparents and our parents, baby, right? But as we start to age, they turn around, our grandparents become our baby.
Yeah, that's
as
true.
we start to care for them, then our parents becomes our baby. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a blessing how we're able to go through those memories and tend for them and care for them just how they did for us.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? As we were infants and stuff
Absolutely,
like that.
because it definitely was like that with my grandmother before she passed. Like, she was bedridden. You know what I'm saying? She couldn't walk. She couldn't barely talk. She had to get bathed. Nurses had to come. And not my grandfather, but my uncle, he could only do so much because he lived with her. So it's like he could only do so much. He had to have the nurse come and and help. We had to come and help. Me and my mother had to go over there and help a few times. So it's like, yeah, they really do become your child all over again. That's facts.
Do you remember your last pair of shoes that you designed before she passed?
I was actually working on the Mario and Luigi Jordan 4s. Yeah. I was actually on live making them when I got the phone call. Yeah, I got the phone call. So what happened was I'm on live, just like this. I'm on live. And, you know, I'm going through the motion. I'm customizing the shoes. Like, yeah, so what should we do next, y'all? Yada, yada, yada. And then I get a phone call. It comes on through my watch. So it was my mom calling me. I answered the phone. I was like, yo, Mom, what up? And she was just like, my mother died, like crying. And I'm just like, what? And I immediately, you know, ended the live and put the shoe down and went straight over there to the house. And yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what was the last pair because you used to show her your shoes?
My grandmother?
Yeah.
No, the last time I showed my grandmother was the shoes was probably a couple of years ago when she was well, when she could actually come see a pair of shoes. You know what I'm saying? But I could tell you the last pair of shoes she bought for me. I had came out with my own line of sneakers, and she bought a pair. She bought a pair from me, and she was rocking them too. She was rocking them, some tennis shoes. This was back in 2019. So, yeah. So, yeah.
So, okay, another question on that, right? Because Miles in the movie, you know, he was telling Mekhi Phifer that Big Mama used to tell him that, you know, if you continue to let bad things get in your way, then you won't be able to make it to see the good things. So is it, you know, any what's names that you carry with you to this day that your grandmother used to tell you? Like any sayings or anything like that?
Any sayings? See, my grandma, she was a different type of lady.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? She was a beautiful, wonderful, kind-hearted woman, but she was also mean at the same time. Like, she'll let you know, like, if she ain't rocking with you, she ain't rocking with you. And she gonna let you know exactly who you are. She can read you. She gonna read you.
Yeah,
if she feel like you stupid, she's gonna call you stupid. Which was kind of like, all right, Grandma, take it easy. Like, because when new people used to come around, she'd be like, okay, Grandma, be on your best behavior because I know how you is. But she was a beautiful person. But the only thing I could take from her is that she was just real. She was real. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up and down. It wasn't no gray area with her. It was either black or white. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
And briefly, can you take us through your journey as far as like the career that you got into? A little segue.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
When did you get into your career?
Yeah, so I started customizing sneakers. Okay, let me back up. I started my clothing brand called Katty right? So how I came up with the name was in a dream. God gave me the name. He gave me my name. He gave me my logo. He gave me everything, right? So I started a clothing brand. I was doing it for about 2 years, and then, I still do my brand, but I was doing it for about 2 years before I started customizing sneakers, right? On a full-time basis. So I met this guy on Melrose, I took him up as my mentor. His name is Mike Norris. You've probably seen his art all over Los Angeles. Have you ever seen where it says hope, love, and believe? And it's like a boy, like it's like a little boy that's like
spraying on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? It's like in downtown LA,
downtown,
in Watts and all that stuff. I don't know where you guys stay, but it's like in those areas, right?
Okay.
And so he took me up under his wing. He was a sneaker designer, and he took me up under his wing and really taught me how to customize sneakers from there. And he had a store on Melrose where he allowed me to sell my clothes, shoes, everything out of his store, which really became my own store with him. You know what I mean? Because he was all like, yo, use this as a way to like blow up. You know what I'm saying? So he just took me under his wing, showed me the ropes about the game. And then eventually I branched off, got my own shop out in Torrance. And I've been doing it ever since. Like, yeah, I've been having my own shop since 2015, the end of 2015 till now. So,
that's powerful.
Thank you.
And when that journey started to happen for you, if I read it right, it was about 2009?
Yeah, 2007.
Oh, 7.
Yeah, really 2007, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's whew.
That's a long time. I was 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, because I left like the end of 08. So,
okay.
You know, that's why when I read that part, I said, damn, so when she was turning that way, my life was
going this way. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Real.
And you said you've been out for about 2 years already?
Going on 2 years.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Next month will be 2 years after 15.
Okay, so, July 15th?
No, after 15 years.
Oh, after 15 years. Okay,
Went
wow.
in at 18, got out at 33.
Wow,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, pretty much almost half my life.
Half your life. So how do you feel now that you're out and able to take another crack out of life?
Man, I'm grateful every day. I always call it a beautiful struggle, even when stuff
Right.
go wrong.
Right.
I look at problems as an opportunity to participate in life, and every day that I'm productive is me showing gratitude to God. Because I
Absolutely.
know it's not a mistake, it's not a coincidence based on the path I was on.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I feel grateful, and I think that's why one of the reasons why I hit the ground so fast because of that.
Right.
You know,
Right.
like slicing straight through any type of fear I had towards these things that I was uncomfortable with because I
Mhm.
never did it before.
Right.
All of this was uncharted territory at one point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I feel great though. And then
I'm
just
proud
sitting
of
next to
you.
you, people who done made the impact you done made, and
Oh, thank
the waves that you're
you.
making in the world, that
Thank
we're
you.
capturing your story in a way that I'm pretty sure all the digging I did that somebody hasn't did yet because of the context of the channel.
Right. Right.
So-
Right. That's true. Yeah. This is totally different for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I never did an interview like this. This is
okay,
dope.
okay. We glad we gave you the first
No,
one.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I
absolutely. No,
appreciate it.
this is dope. I've never came across a podcast where you guys choose this movie to resonate with somebody's real life. Like,
Right.
and I was looking at other episodes that you guys did. Like, that's crazy.
Right.
Who even thought of that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I was in
Like,
prison when I thought of
That's
that.
the
See?
mastermind right here.
see, mastermind.
I just got granted parole, and they.
You like you finna make something.
Yeah, I knew I wanted to be in film or
Mhm.
an area of storytelling, but I didn't know how. And when you get granted parole through the parole board, you still got about a 4-month window because they have to send it to their higher ups to see if they want to let you go and stuff like that.
Okay.
So as I was sitting there watching The Woman King, it was towards the end scene when the king spoke to the people.
Okay.
And he said the Americans has come to believe that if you want to keep a people in chain, you must first convince them that they are meant to be bound.
Oh wow.
And I bounced up into my cellie. It was like, man, you heard that? I'm like, that's us in the hood.
Huh.
We believe we are meant to be in here.
Yeah.
Like going to prison was like a rite of passage.
Yeah,
growing
for
up.
Wow, that's crazy.
You get more power, more
Mhm.
influence, more respect. But it's a slave mentality.
It's a slave mentality,
You know, so the-
and that's how the society want us to keep thinking. They
For
want us
sure.
to think that we're in a slave mentality. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. And so that's when the idea hit me, like, cause also I was reading screenwriting books at the time.
Mhm.
So I was like, I'm pretty sure everybody got some movie character or situation that they could relate to. You can't even
Absolutely.
write a successful movie without it being grounded in reality.
Exactly.
Because you know what? And I was saying that to myself too when I was watching the movie. I watched the movie last night, Soul Food. You know, just to freshen my memory. You know what I mean? And those are some real life situations that
Mhm.
people actually went through. Or
Yeah.
probably, that movie probably is somebody's actual life
For
sure.
from verbatim.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you know, Aunt Faye or Cousin Faye was hoochie cooing on the.
Right.
On her
Exactly.
cousin husband
Yeah,
and like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the dude with Kai Pfeiffer going to jail, he was trying to, you know,
For
get out and
sure.
do his thing and be solid,
Yeah.
but he ended up going back because of somebody, you know.
Right.
So it's just like those are real life situations.
Right.
Mhm.
And the people who played those parts did a good job because it's like you could those could really resonate with somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm like, when I was looking at it, I think everybody could resonate with
Hell
this
yeah,
right here.
no, for real.
Everybody
for
has some
real.
family drama in the kitchen.
It's
Right.
always family drama in the
Mhm.
kitchen.
Man, well, you
Sure.
coming in some full-fledged food fight going on.
Exactly. There's
Real.
ain't nobody life perfect. They could try to make it seem it is. I don't care
Right.
how much money you got, how much money you don't got. Life is always something for somebody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody always going through something.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what the movie could really just tell you. The auntie, what's her name? I forget her name, but she was a lawyer, had all the money in the world, but she was unhappy.
Yeah.
Her man cheating on her.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
He had all the money.
Right.
He unhappy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's
For
why he
sure.
cheated. He
Right.
wanted to just feel like he just wanted to do his thing. He just wanted to do his music. Wife like, nah, you need to stay a lawyer because that's where the money at. He all like, well, I want to do what makes me happy.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So you know, he like, I ain't happy. They end up breaking up, but it's just like, no matter how much money you got or how much or don't have money at all, life is still a trial and tribulation.
And does that resonate with you because you went from the dental field to
I did. I went from the dental
Sure,
field.
so-
I did. I went to the dental field because, you know, when you young and you in your 20s and you just trying to figure out life, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was doing my clothing. Yes, I was doing the sneakers and stuff like that. But I'm like, okay, I was even working at the airport at the same time I was working in the dental field. I was just trying to get the money. I'm like, I'm just doing stuff to try to figure things out. You know what I'm saying? And I actually went to dental school for my parents because they were like, okay, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, I'm doing my brand. They like, you need to make a little bit more money. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just thinking to myself, like, damn, they right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to live under their roof for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? But I knew that God gave me a talent. I knew that he gave me something that I could take far if I just, lock in and stay focused.
Right.
And that's exactly what he did. I was working in the dental field, graduated, got my degree and everything. And I just wasn't happy. I was working, but I wasn't feeling it. I was just like, this is not for me. Like, I've been the type of person where I just have to do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to be my own boss. I got to do my own thing. Yeah, I can't, sure. I don't want to listen to nobody. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, I quit the dental and I went full force in customizing sneakers. I was actually making more money customizing sneakers than I was going, to clock in every day. So I was all like, this is way better. You know what I'm saying? So sure. I just locked in, and then next thing you know, I was able to get my first shop, and I've been there ever since.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Just locked in and loaded. Like, I just kept going, kept believing in myself, because I believe that God give you 10 talents. He just wants you to do one. You pick that one that he give you, and you try your hardest at it, and he's gonna multiply it for you.
For sure.
He multiplied. He gave me a skill. I could draw, I could paint. I've been drawing and painting since I was 5. I didn't know I was gonna do anything with that growing up. That was just something that I like to do.
Right.
But it actually makes me money, and I'm like, oh, and I love to do it.
Right.
I don't know. For when you see me on live customizing them shoes, don't I look happy?
Yeah, heck, you right there in your world.
I'm
just
in my
free
world,
just like not a, if she got her music going, got a whole vibe going.
You know what I'm saying? I'm showing y'all like, look.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what makes me happy. I tell even my the people on Bigo, I tell them like, I really enjoy customizing sneakers in front of y'all. Like, this is really fun to me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to do it anyway. I might as well do it in front of y'all.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And getting their interactions and telling me like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. Just listening to their suggestions and listening to them. No, seeing them, not listening to them. Seeing them interact with me, paying attention to me as I customize the sneakers. That's like, it's a win-win. I love it.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't know. God put me on this earth to be creative and do my thing. So I'm going to just do my thing with what he gave me, with the talents that he gave me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what would you say is like the underlying lesson or insight that we all should pay attention to in the movie that you get from it, that you carry in the real world?
Love. I'm all about love. Love. Just love yourself. Love the people around you. Just give love and understand love and love yourself.
Okay.
That's how I feel about everything.
Yeah, because that movie does show that as a family, you're supposed to get through most things.
You gotta
it
get
was
through
harder
most
to
things.
break a family apart back in the day. Now it's much easier for family members to break apart.
Why do you feel that? Because of social media.
Yeah.
People don't even stay in relationships no more because of social media. It's so crazy how social media has shifted so many people's minds. Like, the grass ain't always greener on the other side. It's going to be probably way more fucked up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know what's going on, especially if you're paying attention to somebody Instagram or social media where they project their life to be so perfect.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't really know the real person
for sure.
behind
that 1 minute reel.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you may think, but marriages in, relationships in, friends in, like, but if you move with genuine love and solid people, then you should be good. And if they not solid and giving you genuine love back, it's okay to lose people.
Right.
I feel like it's okay to lose people because I know what kind of person that I'm putting. I know what I'm putting towards the table. You know what I'm saying? I know what I'm putting out. And if I don't get it in return, I'm like, oh, okay, well then you can skedaddle then. Right. That's fine.
Right. For sure. If diamonds can speak.
Oh,
that's
come
what they're
on.
saying.
No. That's what's up. That's what's up.
What the world don't know, that's why I didn't say it in the beginning, is that this is Jabari's first time co-hosting. I wanted y'all to just see him in his element right now and then bring it up towards the end that this is his first time. He did an incredible job. Even more amazing job linking up with Katty Customs and getting her on the channel. And this is a fruitful relationship that I can see blossoming into something long-lasting and infinite. So, till next time, this is Katty Customs as her life relates to the movie Soul Food.
Our example was destructive, last of a dying seed. How can the fruit grow healthy if it's a rotten tree? They brainwashed me and tainted my perception young. It's hard to have vision when you blind, deaf, and dumb. Our example was destructive, last of a dying seed. How can a fruit grow healthy if it's a rotten tree? They brainwashed me with this false propaganda. It's hard to grow healthy when your culture got the